Good morning, everyone. I'm Catherine Ross of TheStreet. I'm here at the NYSE with Jim Cramer. Jim, how are you?
I don't believe in the oil rally. I'm fine, thank you. My wife's been tending bar. It's been miserable. It's like I haven't seen her since Wednesday. It's driving me crazy. I'm fine. Look, we got new leadership today. The oil's not sustainable. Drugs, maybe sustainable. Banks, and then tech going down. And tech going down is good because we want to get every single bit of fluff out of tech before it takes a run into year end.
I'm glad that you brought up tech because it's kind of crazy. I mean, I guess it's not crazy per se, but it's interesting to watch as they fall and they take everything down. Apple's down, Amazon's down.
Well, it's interesting, right? So Apple says it won't disclose units. So then suddenly a well-timed piece in an Asian paper saying that they're holding additional production. How many times have we seen this story? And what does Apple do when they have this? They buy back their own stock. So I am saying wait till it goes under 200. And we do some action alert stuff too, but wait till it goes under 200. I'll talk with Mark Chaikin at our webinar, who's unbelievable, Chaikin Analytics. You better sign up for that because it's going to be great. The last one was. And let it come in. I love a let it come in situation. This is something Karen Cramer taught me. We're trading. I would say, well, should we buy some Apple? She goes, let it come in. Let those sellers exhaust themselves. Just like the oil sellers exhaust themselves, but you got to be careful because oil should be up much more off the sanctions. The stocks are reflecting that that oil might be stabilizing here, and I don't think that's the case.
Real quick, I do want to talk about your real money piece on oil, but
yeah,
I also
that's a very contrary piece to what's happening today. But I'm right.
Exactly.
I'm right. It's good to be right.
And I just want to ask you really quickly about Amazon, because for me, I don't know about our viewers, but for me that was a little surprising that they have such great news over the weekend and now they're down over 2%.
Well, remember, the president wants to break up Amazon. The president goes on Axios and he says things that are unchecked, like, what you should have said. Immediately as he says, I want to prosecute me, you think you have a scoop, go after antitrust. You should immediately say, there's a Justice Department, sir. And the Justice Department has already said that there's no inclination to go after them. There's no sign that there's monopoly. And while you can say whatever you want, Mr. President, that's going to have to be done by the Justice Department, and maybe you can order them to do something you don't want to do. But the fact is that there's no basis in fact. I have used these as buying opportunities. We bought a lot of Amazon when he went after them for post office. And I'm saying that it's fanciful. It's just fanciful. And it's a good thing. You want to win the midterm elections? Look, I cannot be as cynical as the president is. I mean, I don't even have it in my head to be this cynical. And I'm a grizzled guy, but I just don't. I can't. I mean, let him say whatever he wants, but please use it as a buying opportunity after the sellers panic. That's the key thing. Let the sellers panic. Let the sellers panic.
That's a great quote. You just told me that you are right about your real money piece on oil. Why are you right?
Well, because the real determinant of whether the oil prices are going to be stay high is Schlumberger, Halliburton, Weatherford, and they're disasters. I feel bad because Schlumberger is one of ours. It yields 4%. But if you really think that oil is going to stay high, you start drilling all over the world, and that's not happening. And the countries are not drilling, other than Saudi Arabia. So let's just not get too ahead of ourselves. Today's a day because of the sanctions that they're buying the oils, but I think that it's ill-timed. I think that I do like Chevron. Chevron had a really great quarter. I was surprised it was down. The Exxon quarter is very good too. No one took the time to look at it, and the algos were bet against oil. The algos are in favor of oil today, and I just say be careful because there's never been a period that I've seen where oil's had any sustainable rally when we know that there's a lot of supply in the market and the inventories are very high. Now, Chevron's talking about the inventories being low, but I'm just saying inventories in America, we have all the oil we can get. And that's one of the reasons why the refineries have stopped, not such great stocks anymore. I did a piece, what is good? Okay, I think this is a McDonald's market. I think it's a period where the pump price is going to come down, where you got to buy safety, McDonald's, J&J, and you have to avoid cyclicals, except for a couple that I think are special situations. and I would sell the oils into the strength.
You are sitting down with Mark Chaikin. It's going to be very exciting. One of the things that you're going to focus on is the outlook into the rest of the year. So what are you looking at?
Well, I want to see what the midterms are. I want to put our action alerts names to the Chaikin test. I want to do editorial commentary on the Chaikin names. And we tend to think alike a lot. And I enjoy immensely. I think that everyone that I've ever heard who has watched the webinar with Mark has enjoyed it. And thousands of people sign up. And I try to do webinars where I think that they're action-oriented. And one with Chaikin is always going to be action-oriented. Mark is a good friend, and we do a lot of good stuff together. So I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you are too. We do the teach-ins, we do these webinars, and I always try to make them as action-oriented as possible. So you'll come out and you'll have something to do.
And it's definitely timely. I mean, it's right after the midterms. It's right when everyone's looking towards 2019, wondering what they should be doing with their portfolios.
You want to get through this big, bad event. And then you have the December rate hike. But otherwise, it could be open field running. See, it could be Cramer running. And we have to, not Gurley, he couldn't run against that Saint defense. So what I'm looking at is the big bad event is over. My theory in big bad event is that no matter what happens, at least it's in the past, and then people start buying again. And that's where I think the buying is halted until we get the midterms. But I'm not sanguine here by any means. When you have a president who just says whatever he wants to try to get the market up, and China talk. We have a doctrine, and the doctrine is the Pence doctrine, and that's to contain China. You don't do a lot of trade with China when you're trying to contain. I mean, enough free passes. It's tiresome. It's tiresome.
I want to talk to you more about the midterms, and especially FANG, but I'm going to save that for our Action Alerts Plus video.
I mean, because we had club members get, the club is growing. Club members get the real, I'm not saying you don't get insight for free, but I'm saying that if you want to see exactly what we're doing with the trust, this is the best. And by the way, of course, it's a club, and one of the reasons why it's a club is that I'd say 80% of the time we can't take action that we want to. So therefore, the performance is very difficult to measure, which is why we turn it into a club, because it's a recommended list. Because I am very tired of. A good example is Disney. We'll talk about Disney. I have some very specific things to say about Disney in the Action Alerts call. But trust me, if you subscribe or if you trial, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about.
All right. Thank you for all of your insight, Jim. It's been great to talk to you.
Yeah, it was great, Catherine.
All right, guys. See you tomorrow. I'm Catherine Ross at TheStreet.
And we'll talk longshoremen, too.
Yeah, we got to talk about longshoremen. I got to hear about what Lisa's up to.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thanks. Have a great day.